Welcome back to Takeout. Thanks for hanging out with us. There are times when I see a lead of a news story that is so startling to me, I have to read it out loud. I did that earlier this week when I came across this piece in the Wall Street Journal. It's going to take a second, so bear with me. Quote, 4 days before Donald Trump's inauguration last year, lieutenants to an Abu Dhabi royal secretly signed a deal with the Trump family to purchase a 49% stake in their fledgling cryptocurrency venture for $500 million, unquote. The piece goes on to say this, quote, the deal marks something unprecedented in American politics, a foreign governmental official taking a major ownership stake in an incoming U.S. president's company, unquote. One of the reporters who broke this story joins me now. Sam Kessler, welcome to the Takeout. It's great to have you here. Who is at the center of this story from the United Arab Emirates? And how close is this person to those in the Trump inner circle?
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. And that was a great overview. The person at the center of this deal on the UAE side was actually pictured just a moment ago, Sheikh Tahnoon. He's often referred to, we say this in our story, as the spy sheikh. So he's the head of the UAE's security agencies. He's their spy chief. He's also brother to the president of the UAE. And he was on the other side of this deal, along with a couple of other co-investors. Like you mentioned, it was a $500 million deal for 49% of the president's cryptocurrency firm. And what's really striking about this deal was just the timing of it. So Sheikh Tahnoon, in addition to those roles that I mentioned before, is also he's been tasked with overseeing a vast fortune of companies worth 1.4 or 1.3 now trillion dollars. One of those companies is a AI firm called G42. And like I mentioned, the timing is interesting because after this deal with World Liberty Financial was signed, where Tahnoon's investors took 49% of the firm, after the president was inaugurated just a few months later, the U.S. allowed the UAE and, in particular, one of Tahnoon's companies, that G42 firm I mentioned, access to these really sophisticated NVIDIA AI chips that they'd been blocked from accessing under the Biden administration. So it's a really significant timeline.
And the reason they were blocked from that access was concerns about those chips and that technology possibly finding its way to China.
Absolutely. So the Biden administration was concerned that specifically this company, even G42, had links to Chinese tech giants like Huawei. And G42 and Tahnoon's broader empire have said that they've broken those ties, and this was prior to Trump making this deal or changing this policy such that UAE would get access to these chips. But it really is significant. This deal was blocked in previous administrations, or wouldn't have happened in previous administrations, it would seem, due to these national security concerns.
And this was not disclosed, the transaction with World Liberty Financial. You were able to find out about it, and there are parts of World Liberty Financial and other entities that have the same members on the board of directors also not disclosed, if I have it correct.
Yeah, that's one of the really extraordinary things about this, the secrecy of it. So the president has done, or rather his broader business empire has done a lot of deals while he's been in office. And most of those deals, we know about them. There's been some level of transparency. This is really extraordinary because we haven't known about it. And it's not certain that we would have ever known about it if not for this reporting. It's been over a year. And you mentioned that there's certain people who are, I guess, significant to this reporting. You had two board members who are on the board of G42 and another Tahnoon company that has done business with World Liberty Financial, NGX. They both joined World Liberty's board as a part of this deal. They also signed on behalf of this group of investors that purchased that 49% stake as part of this World Liberty deal. And they were also involved in negotiations and lobbying efforts pushing for these chips. One of them, so they're both on G42, like I mentioned. One of them is actually the CEO of G42, that firm I mentioned that got those sophisticated AI chips.
So there are connections, there is a change in policy, and there's a transaction. Historically, that would be a massive scandal.
We mentioned in the piece that this is really unprecedented. The way that we frame it in the article is that it is an unprecedented instance of a foreign government official taking a direct stake in a U.S. president's company, and it really is a pretty, I think, rare sort of glimpse, or it really is a rare happening, I guess, in modern, or at least I think just in all of American history. We haven't really seen anything like this.
Many in my audience hear the name Steve Witkoff understandably invoked because he's the president's designated top envoy. He travels extensively throughout the region. He's a part of this story, too.
Yeah, so Steve Witkoff is actually a co-founder of World Liberty Financial. At the time that this deal was signed with World Liberty Financial and Sheikh Tafnoon, he had already been named as the incoming envoy to the Middle East under the president. He was also, I mean, he's been involved in deal making across the region. He is not just, envoy is a sort of vague term, but he really has been at the center of a lot of deals, from Gaza peace to, of course, policy affecting the Gulf and the UAE.
Sam Kessler said this was secret until it wasn't, and it wasn't because of intrepid reporting by he and his team at the Wall Street Journal. Sam, I appreciate you coming on the show very much to help us understand this a bit better.